Hey y'all, how you doing? I know you've been waiting all week for me to do this live, and I'm about 11 minutes late with it. Um, so please forgive me. I have been feeling under the weather. My allergies have been acting up really badly. But I wanted to do this live on repatriation because it doesn't seem like a lot of people understand the concept of repatriation, the history behind repatriation, and why it's seen as a human right. Unfortunately, not a lot of people. Hey, Lior, how you doing? Yes, I'm sorry. I feel very under the weather, but I'm not going to take too long with it. But a lot of people don't understand the history of repatriation. This is not something new. Um, I don't think it was even Marcus Garvey was even the first one who came up with the concept of repatriating Africans back to the continent of Africa. But I really wanted to bring in the conversation about repatriation and what it means to return. Um, you know, from the historical context of things, yes, the Europeans kidnapped Africans and back to brought them to the West to work in their cane fields, work in their cotton fields. And then when the slaves were emancipated, there was a lot of conversation around repatriating the slaves to Africa. We know that the state of Liberia in West Africa was formed specifically for the purpose of repatriating Africans back to Africa. We know about John Coffey, who was working arduously to repatriate Africans back to Africa. We know Marcus Garvey, who was working on repatriating Africans back to Africa. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that you cannot have repatriation without reparations. It's something that you cannot divide from the argument, right? You cannot just say, okay, I want to go back to Africa without also addressing the 400 years of chattel slavery that happened to our ancestors and keeps us in a perpetual underclass in the West, right? But you cannot have reparations if you're going to remain in the house of the master. So it's like you're saying, how give me money for what you've done to me, and what you've done to me was so horrible that I need money to be compensated for what you've done to me, but I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to spend it with you when you give it to me. That does not go hand in hand. That does not work, you know. Hey, Angie, how are you? Thank you, Lior. Hi, Sophia. How are you? Yes. So I wanted to talk to you about these concepts. And this repatriation movement is more than just, oh, life is tough for me in America, it's time to go to Africa. No, Africa is not the band-aid. Yeah. Thank you, Lior. Lior says, not just what they've done, it's what they are continuing to do to us. Exactly. It's not about what only have they done, but what they've done has perpetuated this cycle of continuous underclass. They're continuing to put us in a position where we continuously are beneath their thumb in every aspect of society. So, but what I wanted to say was, it's more than just, oh, I want to go back because nothing is happening for me in America. No, if your business down, or life isn't doing well for you, Africa shouldn't be the solution to say, okay, at least I have a get out of jail free card where I could go somewhere and be somebody. No. What we want are people who are coming with their best, who are bringing their best, and who have something to contribute. And yes, life is hard and it's difficult in America, but What we want are the people who are looking to expand their sense of humanity, expand their sense of purpose on the planet, expand their sense of dignity, rather than, oh, well, nothing is happening for me here, so let me try over there. No, it's not going to happen for you over here either, unless you adjust the way that you think, unless you realize that Africa is not a step down, Africa is a step up. And yes, Britain, it says we're still less. We're still less in their eyes, and we're still less only because we allow them to make us less. Okay, we allow them to tell us what we can eat, how we can eat, what school we send our children to, what opportunities we have available, what kind of employment we can have, and how far we can go. That we're only less because we allow them to make us less, right? It's like if you live in a house with a man and he's taking advantage of you and he's beating you, and you would tell your friend, if her man was beating her, you'd say, well, leave, right? But you want to sit there and take it, and you're going to expect and think that it's going to change because one day he's going to come around, one day he's going to be all right. No, no, you have to understand that after 400 years, them talking about equality and human rights for all, they're not talking about you. All men are created equal. They're not talking about you. Even look at how close we are to the George Floyd, to the trial, the Chauvin trial, and Black men are still being shot. People are being shot in the chest, and police officers, white police officers, are saying that they mistook their taser for a gun, or mistook the gun for the taser, and shot a young Black man point blank in his chest. That's someone's son. That is life just exterminated just like that. Okay, and we are still saying, oh, maybe it will get better. Oh, maybe this will change. It will never change. Okay, it will never change. And every child that you have in that system, you're feeding the monster. It's either the child is going to become a victim of the system from the school to prison pipeline, or they're going to find themselves on the wrong side of the law. Because the more you try to do it the straight and narrow way, the more you try to live a clean life, the more you try to live a better life, the more ways they try to find to exclude you. Okay, so let's see. Let me see who else. Mama and your guest smiles and happiness. Yes. Yeah, they are the enemy. Yeah, they're no, you're not public enemy number one. And I want you to dispel that. Black people are not the enemy. It is the concept that Black people are inferior to white people that is the enemy. And when you are in a white dominated country, you are automatically seen as the inferior. That is why they can refer to you as a minority. Okay? You don't matter, right? If you have a scar, you go to a doctor and he says, oh, it's just a minor scratch. It doesn't mean anything. It will get well soon. So your life means nothing. Your life, your dignity, your humanity means nothing as long as you're in a white majority country. And that is a fact. And it's the same, even though Jamaica is a black majority country, the laws are written to benefit only a certain class of people. Okay, because Jamaica was once a dominated country dominated by Great Britain. Before Great Britain was Spain, and they have been taking advantage of us for centuries. But unless we do something different, we're only going to get the same results, right? To them, we are no. Let's see. So we would never realize that they are our enemies. Well, the truth is, we already know that they don't like us. It's beyond them not liking us. We already know that they do not want us there. We already know by the racial divide and the financial gap between what Black people earn and what white people earn. We already know that when a Black woman goes into the hospital to give birth, the likelihood of her dying is about 7 times higher than a white woman. We know these are not things that we're pulling out of thin air. They're not conspiracy theories. We know Black men are more likely to end up in prison for a longer term than white men who commit more heinous crimes. We know these things, okay? But they want us to continue to believe that we are inferior to them in every type of way. So this homecoming has to be a lot more than just saving yourself. This has to be a spiritual journey. This has to be a spiritual return. You, at some point in your consciousness, you're going to have to find a way to reconcile between your comfort, what you find comfortable, and what you know in your heart to be true. Okay? You are looking around in America, okay, you have running water, you have nice toilets, you have nice things that you can get in the supermarket, you have nice things you can shop and buy. But at the end of the day, does it really matter when you step out of your home, you're afraid that you're going to get shot in the chest while driving down the street, while a police who should be protecting and serving you is looking at you as an enemy? Doesn't matter that you have a nice job that pays you money and you have a nice car and a nice house. Look at Louis Gates, right? The police locked him up right in front of his big old mansion like anybody else, like he was just a normal nigger. So you have to really reconcile within yourself. Is that the life that you want? And is that the life that you want for your children? Now, for me, this repatriation journey that I'm on, that I'm taking other people on with me, is about accepting that we are Africans, we belong in Africa, and we are here to improve Africa for ourselves and our children, that we can learn from Africans and we can also benefit each other. This repatriation movement has to be more than just getting on a plane and getting a house. You have to make a spiritual journey in your mind first. You have to acknowledge that there is nothing back there. Just like when the Jews, the Israelites left out of Egypt, they had to acknowledge that we are never going back. What is in front of us, whether it's going to be the desert or paradise or an oasis, it has to be better in front of me than what is behind me. Okay? So there is no going back. There is no, it was better under Pharaoh. It was better in Egypt. None of these grumblings, none of these things that the Israelites put up with when they left Egypt and made Moses' life a living hell, none of that stuff, okay? You have to acknowledge that you're leaving for the betterment of yourself, your children, and all those who are around you. We have to form a group, like I keep saying. There are so many petitions before the International Court of Justice, the African Union, the United Nations for repatriation. There are so many legal arguments being raised. And in the year 2021, not one of those arguments have been championed by any member state of the African Union, of the United Nations, of the International Court of Justice. Not one single country has said, you know what, I'm going to accept and take up the challenge of repatriation in the hopes that we can ameliorate the situation that has been in need for a long time. Instead, what you have in the African Union is ways to attract the diaspora, is ways to attract Africans outside of Africa for investment. Instead, what you have is places like Ghana telling you, oh, it's the year of return, come on back, but no visa, no rights to purchase property, no rights to abode, no citizenship, no path to legality, no path to opportunity to purchase land, no path to opportunity to live a life of dignity. Okay, it's the year 2021, and we have none of these things in place that is going to make concessions for us. So what I propose is that we do it for ourselves. This is why I do what I do, because we're doing it for ourselves. We're acting on our own. We are taking our own causes. We're going to have to form our own legal structure to determine exactly how and who and where and when we do what we need to do for us. Because there's nobody coming to save us, baby. It's got to be you, and it's going to be me. You feel me? Let me see. Deuteronomy 26. Let's see. Yeah, so Afia says we got dirty Bill Gates over there using the people. Yeah, so there are so many things that are out there that have been out there for decades, sorry, not centuries, but centuries, in fact, centuries. I mean, from the time the state of Liberia was formed, that was more than a century ago, okay? But we have nothing in any kind of concrete structure. We don't have anything set up. No American consulate or embassy is championing the cause of African Americans' right to return. Okay, no one is championing that cause. No one is picking it up as an opportunity for our dignity. Everyone wants to use it as an opportunity for their own economic benefit, their own economic leverage that they can use. Because the more you can sell African Americans the idea of going back to Africa, going and finding their ancestry, going and doing their DNA, and this, that, and the third, the more money you make without actually getting to the meat of the matter, which is legality, which is allowing us the right to return and the right to abode, right? So yes, yes, Sheila, I am still accepting donations. I am in I need a lot of help. So this is a very low fund week. So let me go ahead and put the Cash App in. I'm still accepting donations because I'm still working. I am not out of the woods. However, the house is habitable, but I'm still working. Yes. So let me just put this up here. Thank you, Sheila. So the donations are absolutely necessary at this point, because I am at a point where I'm almost finished, and I'm almost finished, and I almost have all the beds, but I don't. So I've been returning money from people who have, they book like 1 night or 2 nights or 3 nights, because it's not enough to pay for the beds and the mattresses. Yeah, so we still need a lot of things. I still don't have the children's play set. I still don't have some of the lights. I still don't have some of the fans. I still don't have, I still have to call back the painter. And a lot of people, I must stop right here to express gratitude for the people who have supported the project, the people who have supported the project with the windows, who paid for windows, who sponsored windows, sponsored air conditioners, sponsored sheets and towels, And, you know, only when you get there do you see how big and huge this house is and all that it requires to keep it, to maintain and keep it going. So I really want to stop here and appreciate each and every one of you who have contributed to the project so far, because I could not have gotten this far without any of your support or help. And that tells me that you understand that it's beyond COVID-19. It's beyond, you know, Black men being killed. It's beyond that. It's a necessity. It's a human right. And we, through this medium, through this Exodus House, we are taking control of our own opportunity to return. We're taking control of our own dignity, okay? We're not marketing to you and telling you, yeah, come, 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 and then, you know, there's nothing behind it. The more of us that come, the more we can create a legal argument for ourselves, whether we're getting that argument in front of the African Union or in front of a member state of the African Union. But we have to have that in groups, in of enough matter to say, this is something, this is a real legal challenge that we need someone to champion on our behalf. Okay, and we cannot do that just by ourselves. And we're not going to get the reparations that we're looking for sitting up in America, sitting up in Canada, sitting up in Jamaica. We're not going to get it. That is a fact. You're not going to get it, because they will be damned if they see their former slaves living in any kind of dignity above them, having access to resources that they have worked so hard to keep out of your hand, that they have enslaved your ancestors so that they can have that upper hand over you. They'll be damned before they allow you to have that over them, okay? Coming back, repatriating, is what is going to put you in the legal position to ask for your reparations or demand your reparations, because, and that is the resource that we're going to use to develop our industries and the communities around us in the states that we choose to return to in Africa. And I do not subscribe to the idea that you have to know a tribe, you have to have this Hepla group, you have to have this, you have to have that. No, I think that once you know, the color of your skin tells you who you are. Once you know who you are, where you belong, and where you come from, pick any one of these 54 countries. Pick any one of them. Pick one. Pick one that works best for you and come and make it work. Because if you think that you did your DNA test and now you're going to go back and live among your people from generations ago, and that's going to get you what you're looking for, it is not. They don't recognize that, okay? We need the channels, the legal channels that recognizes our group, our movement, and our activities, okay? So let me see what's going on here. Genesis 15:13-14. Hey, naturally organic. Hey, Rob. Yes. And by the way, oh, my PayPal. Okay, Sheila, let me give you my PayPal. Thank you. So yes, I need to cuss out some of y'all who cussed me out and talking about my first member was a Mzungu, visitor was, why are you like this? Really? I mean, you and you not one of you apologized after y'all got on me and oh, so many people supported you, and you went and you got your first member who is a Mzungu. No matter how many videos I posted and how many pictures I posted, and you could see, oh yeah, she's not a Mzungu, you never apologized. right? I don't like that. Um, yeah, hold on a second. Uh, yeah, y'all got on me real tight about that. Like you really expected, you really were waiting for me to make a mistake so that you can say, ah, see, I told you she wasn't going, she's not doing this for no black people, she doing it for herself. I know there are people who are sitting back right now and just they were waiting either A, for the project for me to not do what I was supposed to do, or B, not complete the project, or C, that I was completely making the project for myself, or this, that, and the third. I know there are some people who are sitting up or watching me work like a dog and still has something negative to say. And I don't approve of that. That wasn't right. Yeah, they like the drama, because I know for a fact there's still projects on the African continent being ran by people on YouTube who they've been running their project before I started running my project. They'll be running it long after I'm running my project, and they have yet to make a dent or a headway because their motives, their goals, or their agendas are different, and people feel jaded, and feel gypped after not getting the results that they're paid for. But I don't want anyone to mix me up in that. I've demonstrated, I've proven myself over and over and over again that I am who I say I am, and I do what I say I'm going to do. And it's not fair to me to do or say those kind of things to me, especially that I've shown what I'm about, right? Hey Nick, how you doing? How's Arusha? Yes, Teresa, it is sickening, you know, um, and bothersome, right? And it's bothersome that even some people are upset that most of the people that I want to hire into certain roles are Tanzanian people, because I think I understand them better. Sadly, I understand them better than I do American people, and they understand me better. Okay, maybe it's because we come from similar tropical backgrounds, but I do understand the way that they were raised, the things that they would do, the things that they're thinking, without any ideals of, any of their negativity, or thinking that somebody is out to get them all the time, or think that somebody is going to mistreat them or anything like that. So I like dealing with Tanzanian people because I'm not dealing with a lot of drama, right? This is not to say I wouldn't hire an African American in certain roles. Of course, I would. Um, thank you, Melanin. Yes. Let me see. Hey, Think Pink. Yes, you'll come on through, right? Yeah, I like the locals. I like dealing with the locals. And the local people impress me. Okay, the local, especially the men, like Jackson goes, he just brings the manhood to doing what he's going to say he's going to do, doing it on time and doing it well, to a different level. Dennis is another one, the guy who makes the furniture. He just does, he doesn't have any time to play around, he does that. Bob Luck, the guy who does the tours, he's the same way. Like, he don't know, ain't no got no time for games, and I don't have the time for games. They do what they say they're going to do. They bring it to the level of professionalism, and they execute it, and they get it done. Esther, she's phenomenal. Like, who wouldn't want more of the same? So I keep looking out for Tanzanian people that I think, are going to bring that high caliber of quality to my team. And that's why, the ladies who did their interview yesterday, they can only talk well about what I have going on, because all of the people that I've surrounded myself with are just magnificent people, right? Let's see. If I was there, you wouldn't have. Oh, thank you, Naturally Organic. Yes, Jackson is a blessing. Jackson is a blessing in a box. I don't know where he came from, but his mama deserves some roses. He's an amazing kid, right? But so I want you all to understand and understand yourselves that this is a time where we're not about the hype. We're not about like, you know, I'm looking for more likes or more subscriptions or more people to get my numbers up, and I need to put advertisement in here and there and every. I don't have time for that. I know when to sell my brand. I know who I want to sell my brand to, and I know how to market my brand appropriately. Okay, so I'm not here for putting everything. I'm not putting here for putting everything, you know, out there in your face to try to grab your attention or get attention. I'm curating the kind of information I'm giving you because I know what it is like to want information, to want to know, how do I get to Africa? Where do I go? Where do I start? Who knows how to do this? Who can I listen to who's going to give me some information? Okay. So you have to leave this idea of getting to Africa and getting a house and that's repatriation. No, you have to apply the spiritual transition of removing yourself from the environment, the negativity, the indignity, the disrespect that occurred to you, your ancestors, and them that came before your ancestors. You have to apply that to your thinking that you're looking for a more dignified life. Okay? That's what you're going to find when you come here, if that's the mindset that you have when you leave there. Okay? But if you're looking to, you know, come here and uh you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Nicholas Wagwan. Yes, Nicholas. Nicholas is news to the big progress we're making, man, with people like you behind us. Yes. Yes, beautiful, created by Wa. She said, bye to the naysayers. Okay, Asante Sana. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so it's about us together making a move together in lockstep, unity, um, brotherhood, sisterhood, camaraderie, okay, and building the legal structure around ourselves that is going to put us in a position to request the concessions that we need, okay, and not just for us, but for those who are coming behind us, okay. That is how I believe it is going to be done, because I can't see that in any of the last 100 years since the time Liberia was formed under the idea of repatriating Africans back to Africa, that we haven't seen anything else come along that works with reasoning with them, with asking them nicely, with none of that is happening. We have to captain our own ship, put things together in perspective, and ask and put ourselves in front of these different bodies that are claiming to care about repatriation, you know, but that's not what they really want. What they want is to repatriate American dollars into their account. Okay, let's just be honest. That's all they want, to repatriate. They don't give a damn about you. They don't care about your insurance. If you come here, you don't have any insurance, you don't have any citizenship, you don't have any right to buy land. They don't give a damn about that. They want you to bring your money and invest it into their coffers so that they can count it for themselves. Okay? There are plenty of research papers out there that that suggests, papers put together by the European Union, that suggest that African nations need to focus on the diaspora in order to for international funds, in order to fund their projects, in order to fund their investment opportunities, in order to lift themselves and their GDP. Okay, look at Ghana. Ghana raised their GDP by something like 5% in 1 year. That is unnatural and unheard of just by marketing to African Americans. But what do we get in return? Are we getting citizenship? Are we getting residency? Are we getting the ability to buy land? Are we getting the ability to be recognized by the police, by anyone else? What are we getting for all of that? Nothing. Is that enough? No. So earn those dollars. Hold on, let me see. Let me just read some of these comments here. Let me see. Yeah. So we have to be cognizant of what it is that we're looking to do and what is it that we're looking to offer our children and offer ourselves. We have to go back and do some research. Maybe by the end of this year, when I have some time, I'd like to put a little book together. We have to do some research on this matter. We have to understand the facts and the legal causes and the legal actions that have been put to the different institutions. Okay, the Rastafarians being the leading ones in Jamaica that have been putting out case after case after case to international bodies seeking recognition, only to be told that if the government of Jamaica was seeking repatriation and reparations, that they would be supported because they do have a legal, valid case, only for the Jamaican government, which is ruled by the United Kingdom, to deny them that right. Okay, so basically, you have an entire nation of people who know they don't belong there, don't want to be there, can't figure out how to get from there, under the thumb of people who want them there. Okay? When it comes to the United States, it's even more subtle because there is no documentation. There is no historical context. There is nothing that we could point to say this is the channel by which we should be using to get our repatriation and reparations. Okay, so it's a very complicated, but to me, simple matter, and simple enough in the form of acting. The planes are still working before they stop, telling people they can't leave unless you have this COVID-19 vaccine, blah, 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 blah. That there is an opportunity, there's a window, and we should try to take advantage of that window as soon as possible to get out. Okay, let's see. Think Pink says, you do what you say. Yes, ma'am, I sure do. Okay, let's see. Let me read some of these comments. Okay. Yes, Rob C says, I'll take some of that peace too because I've come. Well, you can come to Caribou Dar es Salaam. That's what it means, peaceful port, right? Come on. We are going to always be here for you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much, Nicholas. I appreciate that so very much, right? So this is what I want you to do. If you're seriously thinking about moving back to Africa or moving to Africa or repatriating to Africa, I need you to do some research. Look up the things that I just spoke about. Look up Liberia. Look up John Coffey. Look up Marcus Garvey. Find some of his speeches on YouTube. Get the philosophies of Marcus Garvey. Read the philosophies of Malcolm X. Read some of these documents that have been put out there. Even the KKK have put out documents on repatriating the Africans back to Africa. Filled with racism and niggerosity, yes, but at the same time, it is illuminating, right? If the Americans have America for Americans and the Canadians have Canada for the Canadians and the English has England, why cannot we have Africa for the Africans? Is it so far-fetched? Are we that insane? Is it so ridiculous to say I want to be amongst people who look like me, think like me, act like me, and will treat me with dignity and respect? It's not that far-fetched. So don't let anyone talk you out of returning to Africa. Don't let anyone tell you that what you're saying or doing is insane. They're intelligent, learned people who have been championing this cause for centuries. Okay? Now in this time, we have an opportunity to act. If you go back to my very first video, July the 9th, when I was in Qatar, I said that we have an opportunity that our parents did not have. Flights are cheaper now. We have an opportunity that our grandparents didn't have. Some of them probably didn't even have no passport. Okay? We have an opportunity to do what they could not do. Okay? And I see so many people who come through, they come to visit, they come to see me, they come to touch me, they come to, see if I'm for real. And I really appreciate those people who came. But what I need for everyone to know is that I'm not here about the visits. I'm here about the repatriation. We cannot get the reparations if we do not have repatriation with it and the legal structure by which we can go ahead and put things in front of the places that need to see us, recognize us, and give us what we are due. It is time. It is 2021. It's time. It's beyond time, don't you think? Okay. Let's see. Leor says why I chose Tanzania is good. That video and the one getting out of your own way. Oh, thank you, Leor. Yes, you got to get out your own way. Yes. Yes, Judah's Lioness says Africa for the Africans, not far-fetched at all. Yes. Yes, Teresa. We need to move back. We need to see ourselves living here with the power cuts, the heat, the mosquitoes, the bad roads, we need to see all of that. We need to also envision that too. That is a part of the package, and we have to say yes to that. Despite all of that, you don't speak the language, you learn the language. They cut off the water, you get a bucket. Okay? That you have to put yourself in that mind frame that no matter what, you are here to live in a life of dignity. You have to get out of your own way. You have to stop telling yourself all different kinds of things. I can't do it. I don't do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You just put one step in front of the other. Do not forget. Don't forget. The only person I knew when I was coming to Tanzania was me. The only person I knew when I was coming to Africa was me. That's what I said to myself. I don't know anyone, but I know me, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I deserve, and I know what I can do with myself. And look at what we've accomplished this whole time. I didn't come here with none of this, with none of these people. I didn't have any of these things here, but they're just things. Okay, they're things. I can attract them. I can work for them. I can bring them to me. I can get people around me as long as I have a good heart and my intentions are true and correct. I can accomplish anything. You have to tell yourself that. You have to tell yourself that. Okay, you have one up more than what I have. You have me here. You have others. There's so many more people who have come here that I haven't even met yet. I go walking in the mall and they're like, hey, I came because of you. I'm like, okay, and it's very interesting. But at the same time, just understand you have more than just you now. You have other people here. You have networks here, right? The Jamaican consulate has a whole network of people around them. Okay, there are groups on WhatsApp. You're not going to be walking this alone. You're not going to be like, out here in the darkness like I was with JoJo by myself, not knowing where we're going to go or what we're going to do. Okay? So you just have to get out of your own way. Um, Bernardo, yes, it's ready to be booked. Let me put the link for the Exodus House in the comment. TPS colon. So yeah, so I've had guests at the Exodus House. As a matter of fact, this whole week we're booked. What was that? Let's see. So exodushouse.com. Yes, Bernardo. There we go. When I come, I'm staying, so I will need to email you. Okay, let me see. Let me put up my email address here. Blah, 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 blah. And I have had a lot of people who ask me, well, since Magafuli died, what do I think? It's gonna do what it do. Let me just put this in here. Yeah, it's gonna do what it do. Since Magafuli died, do I think is Tanzania still a good place? It's still gonna be Tanzania, right? And I'm trying to hold down the fort till y'all get here, right? But it's gonna do what it do. Okay, my email address is here. Muzungas have no problems moving to Africa. They don't have second thoughts. They just pack their bags, move to Africa, and start businesses. Even more so, our people should do the same. Absolutely, Lior. There should be no reason or no rhyme or any reason why we can't do the same, right? But as you can tell, I'm a little stuffy, and I need to go and take this medication for my allergies. So anybody got any questions for me before I go? Let's see. I want y'all to watch this video again over and over and over so you can understand what I'm saying. It's not just about coming, even though you're coming to stay, it's not that getting your house alone is not enough. Okay? It's not enough to get on a plane and rent a house, and it's not enough, right? A lot of you don't want to come because you can't buy land in Tanzania. You can buy land as an investor, but I know what you mean. So why aren't you willing to do the work that it takes to get that fixed? If you think that's a problem, we have to fix it together. No one is going to come and fix it for us. No one. No white person, no United Nations, no African Union, no one is going to come and fix it for us, right? It's like somebody saying, oh, I'm going to put out food because I know they're going to come back and eat it. No. No. We have to put ourselves in line for the food to get it. That's how it works. For real. Okay. Brittany, it says she's been preparing herself since 2011. She just didn't know it yet. Yep. Yes, Namwezi. They talk a lot bad about Africa, but they come here and they're living the life. Theresa Namiesa says, will I ever go to Namibia? Of course. I want to see the entire continent. I want to see all that Africa has to offer. I love Tanzania. It is magnificent. It's beautiful. I want to see the entire country. But at the same time, I want to get out and see what else does the rest of the Bible, the continent has to offer. Rob, see you in your Bible, and don't forget, read Genesis 13:14 in your Bibles. Okay, so remember all that we're talking about here tonight. Watch this video over and over and over again. Put the things that I've said into perspective. Okay? You have more than just yourselves. You have a whole entire group of people here now. We need more of you to come to make this into something that we can definitely make a movement out of and put our case before those who can make the concessions and the change for us. Okay, this has been repatriation has been happening for centuries. This is not the first wave of movement. This is not the first wave of people, but I can guarantee you we are not going to be the last. COVID-19 has opened our eyes and our minds to what is really happening with the killing of the Black people and Black people in this wealth disparity that they can never come out of. Is that how you want to live? I don't think so. I really don't. Right? I'll come see you in Mauritius. Let me see. Judith says, Renee, you're so inspiring. You're so impactful to us all. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Judah. That's beautiful. Judah says, you're so inspiring. You're so impactful to us all. You truly have no idea what you mean to us who are really sincere with this movement. Blessings upon blessings. I receive them. Thank you. I receive the blessings. May receive the blessings. Right? Yes, Mama Harriet up in this. We have to, I'm called to mind every time somebody calls me Harriet Tubman. I'm called to mind that Harriet said that she could have freed more slaves if more people knew that there were slaves. Do you know what with the lifestyle that you're living? Do you realize what kind of indignity and inhumanity you're living under? The broken families, the broken relationships, the broken opportunities, the broken promises. Do you realize how separate you are from what human dignity is supposed to be like? Do you understand that you are not at the top, you're at the bottom? You have to understand that. You're not at the top. You're at the bottom. You live in a culture that is immoral. You live in a genocidal culture. You live in a manipulative culture. You live in a culture that is not meant for you to succeed. You cannot be whole or healthy or happy as a human being if you believe that you can find some peace in a place like that. That said, I'm gonna run off. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a few coins. Make your reservation at the Exodus House. For those who would like to reach me, go to exodusafrica1@gmail.com. Okay. PayPal is buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. You can still make your purchase your Starline certificate. You don't have to know the dates that you're coming. So go to exodushouse.com, exodushousd.com, and purchase your Starline certificate. I'm going to open the raffle again on Friday. Okay. So we're going to open our raffle for our summer draw on Friday. And so that's my Cash App. Make your reservations, make your donations, please. I still need a lot of help. I don't have enough beds and I don't have enough air conditioners. Need to call back the painters to finish touching the work after the electrician. Someone also paid to get the tile work done in the kitchen because it wasn't looking so well. And that we're doing the tiling in the kitchen, we need to also remove the doors and remove the all the electrical appliances to do the tile work, and that costs a little bit of money. So still need some help. I need someone, anyone, if you have any contacts or if you know how to do how to do this, I need a children's play set. I do not want to purchase it from metal, but at this point, I'm like, I ain't got enough money to bring the tough one from China, but I need a children's play yard that I could put into the yard, and it has to be anchored by cement before I put sand over the front yard. So the front yard is still dug up. We still don't have no driveway. I decided to use cement. for the driveway instead of the paving, because I ain't got no money for that. So we're there, but not quite. We don't have no shower curtains. Um, we have a lot, and I'm grateful for what we do have, but to get us to the place where we're no longer working, we're still not there. The house is habitable, but we're still working, and we're working around everyone who is there now. Okay, so if you can make your contributions, please go ahead and make your reservation. ExodusHouse.com, ExodusHouse.com. For those who don't know, the Exodus House is a place of healing. It's transitional housing for the diaspora. It is a place of community and camaraderie where people can meet each other. As you see in the previous videos, people have been meeting each other, going places together, learning how to do things together. And that's exactly what I want and why I think it's necessary to have that space that people can learn from each other and help each other to the next level and encourage each other as well. We all need encouragement, you know, and it's beautiful to see that one person leaves from one corner of America, another person leaves from another corner of America, and they meet at this place because they both have the idea of seeking a better life, looking for an opportunity. That's huge. That's big, you know. And I didn't feel any sense of accomplishment until I saw that happening in front of me, that they're interacting, they're sharing a meal, they're laughing, they're walking to the beach together, they're going somewhere together. That's when I felt accomplished. I didn't feel accomplished like, oh, I got beds and I got sofas and I got this. I didn't feel that way. But that I see people using the space how I intended, I felt like $1,000,000. And I thank you all for all of your support on that. Okay, so beautiful created say earlier we are the tail, but you are the head and not the tail. You are never the tail. You are the head and not the tail. Even when they have you dragging you around like you think you're the tail, you are never the tail. You are the head and not the tail. God did not create you in his image for you to be the tail of anything or under the foot or thumb of anyone. You are entitled to your dignity and your humanity, just like, if not more, than every other race. They offended us. We didn't offend them. Can you imagine? They offended us for 400 years. They took advantage of our ancestors, sold us over and over and over again, made enough money off of us to prop themselves up economically for generations to come, and still have the nerve to shoot our men in the street, treat our women like hoes, miseducate our children and turn them against us. They still have the gall to want to drag us around after doing all of that. No. You are the head and not the tail. They owe you. You don't owe them anything. Peace out, y'all. Judah, I'm not sure what it costs to ship items, but I've been purchasing things on Amazon and asking people to bring them in. But you have my email address, so send me an email, ExodusAfrica, the numeral 1 at gmail.com. That's XODUS Africa 1 at gmail.com. We go from being AA to bring black, right? So remember that, keep that in mind. Keep your head up, keep your plans in check. Make sure you're putting one foot in front of the other. Every move that you make is about moving to Africa, for real, for real. All right, love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.